All right, and we are live. It'll let us do 30 minutes. Why did I say all that?
Oh
my God, yeah, we're live.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that is live. Anyways, welcome to the Battery Baseball show. Since now we're apparently streaming to YouTube, so we'll just call it a show now.
How do we get people to watch this live?
I don't know.
Since it's so live.
I don't know, but we'll just pop that chat tab open and see what happens.
I feel like that's a lot of wishful thinking, but okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the first time we have done this in probably a year.
Dude, it's been over
It's been way too long. We say that every time we do another one because we don't know how to do it consistently, and we're terrible at it.
Yeah.
But welcome back if you listen to us on SoundCloud, and we are going to try to fit everything we can into the next 29 minutes or so. So let's go ahead and get started as soon as I can find the stupid thing.
Okay.
All right. You want to start with the Braves since they're off a 9-game losing streak, fresh off a sweep of the Marlins.
Yeah, also, when we made this list to talk about what we were going to talk about, we were much more angry.
We were 0-7, I think, at the time, because we wanted to do it like a week ago.
Yeah.
Just haven't got around to it.
Just haven't gotten to it. But, yeah, we can talk about the Braves. They're, 3-9 now?
3-9 now. Freddie's still not even hitting 200, I don't think.
He's not. This is
terrible.
And I've talked to you about it, man. It sucks because we all knew that the season was going to suck.
Yeah.
Anybody that pays attention to baseball, whether you're a Braves fan or not, you knew this year was going to be a down year for them.
Mm-hmm.
But then they come out the gate, man, and they start 0-9, and it's just like reality sets in.
You can't really say that because it's not like we were getting shut out. I don't think we got shut out
a loss
single
is a loss,
time.
though.
You're right, but we didn't think that a 9-game losing streak would happen. At no point during the season no point during the off season did we say, "Oh, they're going to lose their first 100 games."
Yeah.
It just, we were in the first game, which we were in attendance, and we were there until the last play of the game. Yeah. That's where we lost it. The last play of
the regulation.
Yeah, regulation.
The 9 innings.
Where AJ Przinsky, if you happen to hear this, eat a fat one, because you should have held on to that. You're a grown-ass man.
I'm not going to say that, AJ, because I love you.
Whatever. Also not even hitting 200.
I just really expected more from you.
Ender put a great throw on you. You should have caught it. You should have made that play, and we would have won the game.
But, hey, it's in the past.
Yeah, whatever. We still have, 16 more games to play against the Nats. But
baseball games never come down to one play. My dad used to tell me that.
That is a crop. That's a crop. Because that one did come down to one play where the right thing was done. Ender made a great play, and AJ did not. And we should have won. We didn't. Whatever.
Yeah, it happens. But on a little bit brighter note, Malik Smith has been looking really good.
He's up, and the speed is for real, which is really nice to see. It's been a while since we've had a really speedy guy. I'd say since Rafael Furcal left.
Yeah, since somebody that was in the lineup pretty much daily.
Yeah, not only that, but Malik, I'm sure he's playing more center right now with Ender and Ciarte being out due to hamstring.
It was a hamstring.
Yeah, hamstring problem. But it's nice to see not only speed, which is something we haven't had in a while, but a premium defensive position. Sound like I got a speech impediment over here.
He might.
But yeah, I'm really excited about the future of Malik Smith. Maybe when we do get Ender back, that'll be nice 1-2.
Yeah, you can move Malix into, who do you have in left? You can move him in the left.
That's a problem right there that we couldn't tell you who we got playing left field.
Yeah. I'm also going to throw this out there. After the Braves went 0-8, I wasn't watching any games. I made a personal decision not to watch until they won. They win 3 in a row, and I just wasn't interested because we happened to miss one of the best pitchers in the game, so it's like, yeah, you win 3 games, but...
Yeah, we didn't really get their best. clearly.
So...
And it's not even like we watched that first win or any of the two after that. We
No.
just happened to be in the same building as where they were playing a game on TV. So that's the only reason we saw them, and we didn't even know they won.
No.
Until like an hour later.
We actually thought they were 0-10.
So
it was a lot of alcohol consumed those nights.
Yeah, hopefully the Braves they can turn it around. Ricky seems to think they'll win 30 games. Was it 30 or 40?
I think they'll lose 100.
Yeah, okay.
No. I said they win 30 games.
Yeah, you said they win 30
Yeah, I stand by that. I stand by that. 30 games.
He's a little crazy.
If they win anything over 30, it's a good year for me.
No, because if they win anything over 30, that means we're probably not going to get the first pick again. So if you're going to tank, boys, do it right. Let's get the first pick and try to turn this shit around nice.
Let's keep building that farm system.
Yeah. And that's something we can be very excited about.
I'm very excited about the Braves in 2 or 3 years. Very excited.
As we should be, because, I mean, we've got Dansby down there.
I can't wait for him to get up.
A whole mess of pitching.
Pitching is amazing down there.
Yeah. And it's not like Dansby's our only position player. We've got Albies. Don't know how to pronounce his first name, so I won't even try. But that's another middle infielder. Let's see. I don't really know what else.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, because you're the guy that's in on the farm system.
Yeah,
and I've never been that guy, but I do know for a fact that as much as we've been trading and John Hart's been working in the front office, I know for a fact we have a great farm system. Then I actually read that we have the #1 farm system. In the league.
We were on the cover of Baseball America last month before the season started, so that was pretty nice to see.
I mean, the Cubs had a great farm system a couple years ago. Now look at where they are.
And look at what they've done. They won 95 last year, and looks like they're poised to win 100 this year, even without Kyle Schwarber. But yeah, that's enough for the Barbs for now. We're gonna go ahead and move on to division winners, or at least our predictions for them, and we'll start in the NL East. Do you think the Mets can repeat as division champions?
I'm gonna hate myself for saying this.
Oh my God, I know where it's going.
Okay, I'm gonna do it like this then, because I don't know if everybody knows where it's going.
No, but I do.
Everybody that listens, Braves aren't gonna win the division.
We know.
The Phillies aren't gonna win the division.
Obviously
right?
not.
Okay,
no.
So there are 3 teams that are potentially contending to win the division. The Marlins, I think they're just not quite there yet.
No.
They got Jose Fernandez, Giancarlo. They've got a great lineup. Christian Yelich, Marcel,
Justin Bour at first.
They've got a great lineup. I just don't think that they're quite ready to win the division. That's it. It's nothing personal. I think I don't know. I just hadn't seen them be consistent enough for me.
Yeah.
The Mets, I don't want to say that it was fool's gold last year, but after watching them a couple games this year, they're not looking like that same team that they were in the second half last year.
No, and there was an overlay on one of the games we watched the other night. It was aces that were winless and didn't look like aces, really. Matt Harvey was one of them. So if their pitching doesn't dominate the way that most baseball analysts and experts think it should, then no, they probably won't repeat.
Yeah, they're in trouble. If they don't, if their pitching staff gives up 3 runs, the way they're looking right now, they're in trouble.
Yeah, without Daniel Murphy, I feel like their offense isn't as
lacking
potent as it was last year. And I know Daniel Murphy really came on strong in the postseason, more so than all year. But
I mean, that's still a presence in the lineup, though. So that brings us to the. We don't have to say their name, do they?
We might as well, just for the listeners' sake. The Washington Nationals will probably be the division winner somehow.
And I say that because Max Scherzer is looking good. Steven Strasburg is looking good. He's looking better than I've seen him.
Yeah, but like I said the other night, it's because it's not 95 degrees in the middle of summer where he likes to complain and only go 5 innings and give up 4 or 5 runs.
Most of his starts won't be. Most of his starts won't be. Gio, who is the third man in that rotation. Anytime you have a Gio Gonzalez as a third man, I feel like you got a pretty decent rotation.
Oh yeah.
Bryce Harper, the way he's playing, I think he's gonna win another MVP. It doesn't even make sense.
Never pray for injury, but Wouldn't hate it if it happened.
Daniel Murphy is over there hitting out his fucking line.
He's in second. Or he's at second for the Nats, so that should be a nice little bat for them to have this year.
Yeah, and I hate myself for saying it because it's what every professional analyst has said since Bryce Harper.
For the last 3 years running, definitely. Yeah. They've said the Nats should win the East. Even after the Braves ran away with it in 2013, they came back the next year and still said the Nationals should be the team to beat in the East.
And you know what? This is just the first season that I also see it as that.
All right, so we've got the East picked out. Let's try to run through the Central pretty quickly. I've already got my winner penciled in.
I got my winner.
Even after losing Kyle Schwarber to that horrific and gruesome injury out in Arizona, the Cubs, with their depth and pitching, they will find a way to still win this division and probably still win 90-plus games. Yeah. So that one I feel like we don't even have to really discuss.
Yeah.
So in that case, we can just move ahead to the West, where it's an even year. So keep that in mind as you pick your winner here.
I mean, my picks are actually no.
And remember, the Dodgers
just have to get into the
playoffs. Yeah, you're right.
They just have to get into the playoffs.
But the Dodgers losing Zach Greinke could be a big thing and help them get in a better position than having to play an extra game.
It doesn't matter
just to get in. You're probably right, but I'm just saying that.
So, like, from hearing what we've said now, I think we all know who we think that the World Series champions are going to be.
Yeah, we're not going to discuss that yet because I'd like to wait until the season gets a little deeper. Because who knows, man? Johnny Cueto could crap out.
And he could. And if he does, I'm staying with my pick.
All right.
History tells us. Until they don't. Okay, let's go ahead and say this. I think the Giants will still win the NL West because of everything that you said that's going on with the Dodgers. They lost Zach Greinke. They're a very, very young team. And there's nothing wrong with it. They're very talented.
Yeah, because Corey Seager's out there now.
But Yasiel Puig, we still have to see him put together a mature, veteran-type season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's weird saying veteran, but, I mean, now this will be his third full season in the league. Yeah, he needs to step up and grow up and stop acting like a little kid out there. I know it's a child's game, but he's got to grow up for real. So with the NL being done, we've got Chicago. I think we both agree that the Giants will win the West. And
we
the Nationals
across the board.
Wow, that's a first.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened.
So let's move ahead to the American League, and we'll start in the East again. I'm going to go with a 5-way tie in the AL East. I don't know how it'll happen, but I cannot pick a clear-cut winner out of that division.
I'm going to say Boston just off the principle that it's Poppy's last year. I think they're going to play a little...
Fair enough.
I think they're going to play a little inspired.
And it doesn't look like Poppy's going to be much... Or Pablo's going to be much of a hindrance to them because he's not really playing that much. So, all right. Yeah, I guess I'll give you Boston. I almost said New York. I don't want the Yankees to win anything ever.
Nobody does.
All right, so Boston, we agree there. Let's go with the Central. I feel like Kansas City is not who you want to pick.
It's not because of the way Minnesota played last year. But Minnesota also came out and went fucking 0-9.
So they've also got to turn it around if they want any shot.
I've looked at one 0-9 team, and I don't care who you are, what you have on your roster. I've seen a team go 0-9, and there was no way in my head that I was like, okay, they're going to win their division even.
No.
So I can't pick Minnesota.
Minnesota's got a good young squad, and I like what they've got with Miguel Sano.
Cleveland's a good choice.
Yeah, Cleveland for the last 2 years has kind of given Kansas City problems. So I could see Cleveland maybe challenging them. I don't think Detroit, with them losing, I know they lost David Price at the trade deadline last year, but I feel like with them not having anybody behind Justin Verlander,
I don't.
Jordan Zimmerman's out there, isn't he? Yeah, he's in Detroit. Okay, but still,
I just don't see Detroit having enough. Man, honestly.
No, and it sucks for Miggy because I'd like him to get another ring at some
Yeah.
point before he decides to hang it up, which I know won't be soon because he's still in his early 30s. But I'm gonna go with Kansas City in that division again.
I'm gonna agree with you and say Kansas City. So the AL West.
Got the AL West. The Angels can't seem to put it together.
They're the LA Clippers of the
They are
basketball.
the Los Angeles Clippers of baseball. They're the little brother to the Dodgers. They want the attention. They may have better players and whatnot. They can't get it done. But
for whatever reason.
It sucks for them out there. And maybe one day they will put it together. But I don't see them competing this year. Oakland seems to be a little bit better than they were last year. But I don't think they'll compete. Texas, I think, has another good shot. But my pick for the AL West is absolutely got to be Houston.
Yeah.
That lineup is still one of the most potent,
sure.
deadly offenses in all of baseball, I think.
Yeah.
From top to bottom, I really like what they've got. Carlos Correa is going to be one of the best shortstops in the league for a long time.
I can see that.
Not only offensively, but the dude is built like all the analysts said when he was drafted. He's a baby A-Rod, built just like him, tall, skinny, and it seems like he's got all 5 tools.
That's what I've seen because I've watched him play.
Dude can run. We know he can hit to all fields. Power's there. His arm is fantastic, and he's got a good glove. So I think that's probably going to be your AL West winner. I think they could win 90-plus games. Not to mention when Evan Gattis is at full strength, that gives them another really good bat. And then they've got to figure out what to do with Tyler White. If they're going to DH him, find him a spot on the field. They're
playing first.
They've got good problems.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of good problems.
They've got problems that I pray about.
Yeah. So those are going to be the division winners. Still got some time to go, so let's do
Tyler White and Trevor Story. What do you think about him?
Trevor Story is not real. He can't be. At this point, this is a prank that somebody's playing. They must be filming some sort of movie because there's no reason a dude hits 8 home runs in his first 13 games, 12 games, something like that.
Total? 8 in his first 13.
Yeah, and he's only got like 12 hits.
It's ridiculous, man. So it doesn't make sense. But, and I was talking to Dante about it. It's one of those things where when Jose Reyes gets back, you're not taking Trevor Story out of the lineup.
No.
He's going to have to slump hard.
And it's not like Jose Reyes will have
spot.
He won't have an opening at third because Nolan Arenado.
No.
He won't have an opening at second because of a Gold Glover named DJ LeMahieu. So Jose Reyes really does not have anywhere to slot in unless he learns to play left in like a week. So, I mean, I don't understand, or I don't see how he can come back and help out.
I don't see how he fits
in. If I was Colorado, I'd be looking to ship him out somewhere.
You gotta be, because Trevor Story's younger.
Yeah,
he's what you could call the future of the franchise.
He's like another Tulo.
He's exactly like another Tulo.
And barring injury, he could be better. I mean, because that's always been the thing with Tulo. Is he can't stay healthy. He can't play a full 162. He can't even give you 150 games most seasons. So if Trevor Story can stay healthy and continue to put up these kind of numbers, especially in that hitter-friendly ballpark, man, there's no reason he shouldn't hit 81 home runs at least this year.
No.
He should have one a game out there in Colorado. Not to mention he'll hit them other places as well. But, yeah, it'll be fun to watch him play for at least the first half of the season before pitchers really figure him out.
Right.
In any capacity, there won't be any way for them to figure him out that soon.
And then Tyler White.
We were just talking about him. I mean, he's gonna cause problems for lots of pitchers as well in the American League.
Yeah.
So,
and I was talking to you about this the other day when I sat and watched him play, and he had a certain at bat, and it was kind of the at bat where you say that guy can just hit. He's a good hitter.
Yeah.
Regardless of, and I heard that he had been kept down for so long because of he doesn't look like a baseball player, Yeah. His body shape is It's
Man,
it's different.
Pablo Sandoval doesn't look like a baseball player, and he's got 3 rings. So,
I mean, you're not getting
and was
any argument
and
from
was
me.
a big contributor on those teams. So I feel like that has very little to do with someone's actual playing ability.
And you're not getting any argument from me, but the guy, he's gonna stay in the majors for a long time.
Yeah,
I feel
especially if he can continue to hit. And those guys actually may be the respective Rookie of the Year winners in their leagues.
That's who I think's gonna win it.
Definitely Trevor Story in the National League.
Definitely Tyler. Another rookie that's making an impact like he is. Last time I checked, and it's been a few games.
He finished in second last year, so he won't qualify this year. So.
Yeah, last time I checked, and it's been a few games, but dude's hitting 545 through like 8 games.
Yeah, he's gonna have a good year, and of course anybody that knows baseball, that's a small sample size, but still, you hit 545. That's close enough to 600 where you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
anything over 300 after 8 games, you know what you're doing. I mean,
that's too high average to not know what you're doing. You know?
So it could definitely be fun to watch, and we've been saying it all of last year, and more so, or even more so this year. The young guys in baseball are making this shit fun to watch for baseball fans.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, we already talked about the Cubs and their depth, and a lot of their depth are young players.
Yeah,
I mean, Javier Baez, he's still young.
The veterans on that team, with the exception of David Ross, are Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
Anthony Rizzo.
Still like 26, 27.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you got Dexter Fowler out there, but okay, let's say Dexter Fowler gives you 2-3 more years. Move J.A. in the center. You got Jorge Soler and Kyle Schwarber on the corners.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if Kyle Schwarber can lose any weight and become maybe more athletic, and he's not necessarily fat, he's just big.
He's a catcher.
Yeah.
He's a catcher.
But if he could lose more weight, become more agile out and left, that makes him even more valuable and dangerous to you. I mean, that's even better for you guys out in Chicago. So baseball is going to be fun to watch for a long time.
I mean, I see the Cubs ready to put together some stuff for a while.
That could become a dynasty.
Yeah.
They could go back to being, well, they've always been a prominent team, but more so because they haven't been to the world or won a World Series in 108 years as of this year, but they could be looking to change that. I don't know, man. I'm really excited about the future of the game.
Very excited.
I'm really excited about everything except for the Braves.
Pretty much. But so after we said all that, we gave everybody compliments. Who do you think are gonna win the awards for the respective leagues? Like,
okay,
MVP National League,
NL National, the National League MVP. I'm gonna go Bryce Harper because we talked about it yesterday, off the air. Baseball is too easy for him. It's not fair anymore. Until you get robots pitching 120 miles to him, it's just not fair anymore.
You're seeing what you're going to see for a good
The way they had the Tiger-proof golf courses in the late 90s and early 2000s for Tiger Woods, they're going to have to start Bryce-proofing stadiums. You're going to see 600-foot walls before the end of his career if something doesn't change. So, yeah, that's my hands-down unanimous pick for MVP. As much as I hate the Nationals, it's not fair, and he's just going to get better. Cy Young... Maybe Jake Arrieta doesn't put together another stunning season like he did last year. I don't know if it's going to be as dominant. Because the same way pitchers figure out hitters, hitters will also figure out pitchers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with someone that's been consistent or consistently dominant in the National League. I'm going to go with Clayton.
Yeah, I'm looking at either Clayton or Mad Bum.
Yeah, and Mad Bum got roughed up the other night, though. So that could really,
they always do.
Yeah, that could really hurt him, though, in the long run, later on.
I don't see it.
If your
Bum.
ERA balloons early, it's hard to get it back down.
It'll get back down. It'll even out.
Okay. Well, yeah, if he can win 20 games,
because think about it, it's the same as he gave up 8 runs.
Yeah.
Let's say he shut down and he gives up 8 runs at the end of the season. I mean, like, flip it around and put that start in the middle of the season.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? It averages out.
Well, I'm going Clayton for the Cy Young in the National League. Hell, if he is too dominant, he might win another MVP as well.
Yeah, because he fucking can rake.
Yeah, he can. But any other major awards we should talk about? I already said Trevor Story for
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. So
no, we pretty
I'm
much
not going to do Silver Sluggers for every position because that's unnecessary. AL MVP. Dang, I want to say Mike Trout.
I was about to say he's gotten off to a slow start,
Yeah.
but the kind of guy he is, he's not going to stay at that slow start.
He's not going to be down forever.
But I'm going to throw a little wrinkle in. I'm going to say Carlos Correa.
Yeah. That's not a bad pick. I'm going to go Mike Trout just because consistency. I like it. So, but Carlos Correa is not a bad pick, and I absolutely respect you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Someone I do think will continue to dominate and be consistent, Dallas Keuchel. I don't see anybody figuring that guy out. He's not necessarily the hardest thrower in the league, but he hits his spots. He's very, very, very controlled. So I like that about him. So yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas Keuchel for his second consecutive one.
Okay.
And if anybody challenges him, I think Corey Kluber sees another rise. I think we see Corey Kluber get back to what he was 2 years ago.
I'm going to say David Price. I think David Price is too smart. He's in Boston. I think he's going to use that wall to his advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So there are going to be times where he wants a guy to maybe hit it off the wall instead of throwing him in and letting him crank one down that small fence.
Yeah.
You know? I'm going to say David Price. I think a change of scenery is good for him. He's with Poppy. I feel like they can have some fun.
Yeah, and I feel like it's nice to see those guys not fighting with each other.
Yeah, I feel like Boston is somewhere where you can have fun.
Yeah, and lots of guys want to play there. I know David Price has bounced around a lot for a guy as good as he is. Normally, you don't see superstars moving the way he has.
Yeah.
I mean, from Tampa Bay to where? Detroit?
From Tampa Bay to Detroit,
then
to Toronto,
Toronto to Boston. So, yeah, it's weird to see a superstar move around, but maybe you're right with the change of scenery. He was still really good in Toronto last year. He helped get them as far as they got. And if it weren't for a hot Royals team in the postseason, nobody can deny how good the Royals were last year. If it weren't for those guys out in Kansas City, they absolutely may have won a World Series last year. But
very possible.
Yeah.
And then we both agree, I'm guessing Tyler White.
Tyler White for Rookie of the Year in the AL if he keeps it up. Maybe not the outrageous Trevor Story numbers, but still. No. If he hits over 300 with 20 home runs or so, that's...
I see Tyler White hitting a clean 330.
Yeah. And if at that rate, if he gives you 330 with 15 home runs, I think we're looking at a unanimous MVP, which would make 2 in a row, or not MVP, but Rookie of the Year, which would make 2 in a row for the Astros with Carlos Correa winning unanimously last year.
You got him as a clean sweep too.
Yeah.
Or no, you said Mike Trout for MVP.
Yeah, I went with Mike Trout. You went with Carlos Correa. But that would be kind of cool to see everybody win out there in Houston. Yeah. Houston could also challenge Kansas City for that AL crown this year. For real.
Because last year they
took them to 5, let them come back in Game 5, and or in Game 4, which forced the Game 5 in Kansas City. So
because they had them last year.
Yeah, they did have them on the ropes, and then like I said, man, that hot Royals team. But that's been our time. We're coming up on the end of it. Thank you guys for listening. If you did, if you didn't, start it over, try it again, give us another chance. I'm Cody.
I am Ricky.
Thank you very much.
I don't like the way I said that.
Oh, whatever. It'll do for now. We'll work on the outros next time.
This is embarrassing.
You guys.
Wait, we gotta play some laughter.
Ricky wants the effects. We're not gonna do that one, but we'll throw this in there. All right.
Yeah, because I'm a funny guy.
Thank you guys for listening. Again, I'm Cody.
I'm Ricky.
Thank you.